Fear Street Part 2, 1978 soundtrack features songs from David Bowie, Kansas, Velvet Underground and more classic artists of the era. Fear Street Part 2 to 1978 is full of bloody axe murders and nefarious witchcraft, but at least the soundtrack rocks. Featuring 1970s classics from Blue Oyster Cult, Kansas, Velvet Underground, David Bowie and more, Fear Street Part 2 continues the story of the cursed town of Shadyside by delving further into its past. Netflix's trilogy of Fear Street movies, based on the teen horror books by R.L. Stine, kicked off with Fear Street Part 1 to 1994. In the first movie of the trilogy, Shadyside teen Deena and her brother Josh tried to save Deena's girlfriend, Sam, from the vengeful curse of 17th-century witch Sarah Fier. In Fear Street Part 2 to 1978, Deena and Josh seek advice from C. Berman, a Shadysider who saw the witch during a massacre at Camp Nightwing 16 years ago, and lived to tell the tale. Continue scrolling to keep reading. Click the button below to start this article in quick view. Just as Fear Street Part 1 to 1994 features a soundtrack full of classic 90s hits, Fear Street Part 2, 1978's songs are mainly taken from the time period in which the movie is set. There are returning tracks like Ruby Lane's chilling Lullaby of Death, You Always Hurt the Ones You Love, as well as the original Velvet Underground version of Sweet Jane, a cover by Cowboy Junkies appeared on 1994's soundtrack. Two of the tracks in Fear Street Part 2 repeat: Cherry Bomb, which plays during an early scene and again at the end of the movie, and On Wayward Song, which plays over Camp Nightwing's tannoy system as the color war begins, and then again at a crucial point during the massacre. Here's a guide to every song in Fear Street Part 2 to 1978, and what scenes they accompany. Nirvana, The Man Who Sold the World, C. Berman goes through her evening routine. Neil Diamond, Brother Love's Traveling Salvation Show, montage of life at Camp Nightwing. Captain and Tennille, Love Will Keep Us Together, Cindy and Tommy scrub the outhouse. The Runaways, Cherry Bomb, Alice and Arnie enjoy some time off. Jordyn DiNatale, You Always Hurt the One You Love, sung by Ruby Lane in flashbacks and when she arrives in Camp Nightwing. Cat Stevens, Bitter Blue, Cindy and Tommy clean the mess hall. Cat Stevens, The First Cut is the deepest. Nurse Lane attacks Tommy. Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper, the kids of Camp Nightwing eat dinner. David Bowie, Moonage Daydream, Ziggy prepares her arts and crafts project. Kansas, On Wayward Son, the color war begins. Buzzcocks, Ever Fallen in Love with Someone You Shouldn't Have. Nick visits Ziggy in her cabin. Thelma Houston, Don't Leave Me This Way, Sheila follows an invitation to the outhouse. Velvet Underground, Sweet Jane, Nick and Ziggy get close in the science and nature building. Foggett, Slow Ride, Joan and Kurt have a secret tryst.